how to push code to your GitHub account. So if you have a project and you want to upload it on your GitHub account, first thing you want to do is open up your browser and then search for GitHub download. And you want to click on the first link to download the GitHub client for desktop or whatever operating system you have. And once you download it, you should simply run the installer to install the application on your computer. And then you will need to sign into your GitHub account. Make sure that you have an account. Otherwise, you can go to github.com and sign up for an account right here. And to upload or push code to your GitHub account to a new repository, first you want to have your project on your computer. So for example, this folder here, my project, which has a simple HTML file that contains the hello world text and this thing here. And to push this to GitHub or create a repo, first you want to open up the application, and then you want to click on File, New Repository, and you can give it a name. So for example, my project, like this. You can call it whatever you want. You can give it a description, and then navigate to the project folder. In this case, desktop, and my project is my folder. Select it and then check initialize this repository with a readme file if you want to add a readme file. Otherwise you can leave it like that. You can also add git ignore to ignore certain files that are not necessary. Otherwise you can leave it to none, and you can select a license if you want to, and then click on create repository. And once the repository is initialized, you can open up this folder, and then you can copy everything outside the My Project folder, which is the current repository name, and move it inside that folder. And once you do that, you should go back to the GitHub client and you should find all the changed files. You can simply give it a message. So for example, initial commit like this, and then give it a description if you want to, and then commit the file. And once you've committed everything, you can click on publish repository here, or you can click on repository and push. I'm going to click on publish since the repository doesn't exist yet. And then you can change it if you want the repository to be public or private, which means accessible to everyone or not. I'm going to make it public and publish, and wait for it to upload the repository to GitHub, and then click on repository and push to push it to GitHub. And once it's done, you can open up your browser, go back to your GitHub account, and if you refresh, you should find your repository here. And if you go to it, you should find the README file and your HTML or whatever files in project you had. And that's pretty much it for this video. Subscribe if you found this helpful, and see you on the next one.